Alright, what I'm about to pull off in here, you might be tempted to think, why bother? And there's a couple reasons for it. A few reasons. If it was me designing my own bathroom space, there's no way I'd go with the standard vanity distance of 21 inches. I'd go a full depth bottom kitchen counter, which is 30 some odd inches, because I want more counter space. But your average vanity that you buy at Home Depot or anywhere else, you buy online, any cabinet maker, whoever, wherever, is going to be 21 inches in depth. And that's what this space is for, and I could have changed that, sure, except for this. But that's one reason. The other reason being, go price vanities. Look at how ridiculous the cost of vanities are for bathroom vanities. And then to get the style and shape and size and everything I want, I kind of have to almost make it myself. But I'm not going to fully make it myself. I'm going to take off-the-shelf stock cabinetry from Home Depot and make it fit where I want it to go, which is two 30-inch wide bases, but cut them down to about 21 and maybe 20 and a half, and then put a stone slab countertop with undermount sinks on top. But I'm just going to show you how I go about cutting those down and making them so I can mount them to this. The only interesting part, so I'm going to cut off the backs, which makes it real easy for these, but I still got to stub up holes in the bottom there, through the bottom of the cabinets, and that's the only part that makes it any sort of difficult. Otherwise, it's just cut off the back sides, reinforce them back up so they're a good stable unit again, and then install them like you would any other base cabinet. Leveled in both planes, screwed together in the center. Not hard at all, but I'm going to show you some of that stuff. Should be a quick down and dirty video. Alright, so here we go. Starting out with a basic base cabinet. Off the shelf stock from Home Depot. Just noticed that it's actually got pegs for shelves in there. Dad'll be using them in this function. Interesting, it's already got pre-drilled holes back there. Yeah, here in the side. So I'm basically going to be cutting off the whole back. I'm going to mark a line out from here, about 20 and a half inches. I'm going to reinforce some of those boards back there. Just some basic 1x6, some of the better boards. I forget what grade those are, but they're nice boards. And I'm just going to slice off the entire back of that thing till I've got basically the 20 and a half that I want. These things are melamined on all sides, and I'm going to do some stuff here. I'm going to try to protect this melamine as much as I can, because you saw through this stuff, it'll splinter all over the place, but you use a little bit of masking tape to stop that from happening. Granted, this will all be buried, you'll never see it. Inside you might, and whatever splinters in there, I can do a little bit of trim in there to hide that a little bit. But yeah, so just cutting off the back half, not half, but so here we go, cutting through any already pre-finished surface, lay down some tape, and then make your line on the tape for your cut. But I'm nowhere near ready to do a cut yet. There's still a couple steps to go. So yeah, just a tape, and that'll help keep any of this melamine from fraying up and chipping and stuff. Again, it's probably not even more of a concern for the inside than it is the outside, and I'll probably cover that up with a little bit of trim inside if I have to. So there are a couple boards at 28 and 9/16. That's about what the measurement was here to there. Funny part is this will end up being some of the only, nope, there's a little bit there, but some of the only solid pine in this whole box, because the rest of the box is all particle board. But for bathroom, that'll be just fine. So I'm going to pre-drill and countersink with the countersink bit. A couple of holes. That one was too far south, just at the edge of the board, so oops. Luckily this will all be hidden. Should have measured, right? Yeah, so 3 of those in there will hold that board. On this side I'll flip the cabinet over, do it again, and all of this is before I ever start cutting this line. So I get this board in there steady, and then the one on the bottom I'll wait until after I've cut, but I want this one on top so I can hold the dimensions stable when I do that. On the bottom you got a couple of different planes that are already held together. That board that's at the bottom there, that'll hold it. But up here you'd have these just flapping in the wind, and you want to do that. So I'm going to get it secured here, flip the cabinet over, and do the same thing on the other side, then cut. Alright, Alright, this time I learned my lesson and made a bottom mark. Simple stuff. But yeah, 3 screws that side. That'll stabilify it. There's some good wordsmithing for you. I'm going to slice that down. I'm going to run the saw blade a little bit deep enough so they can actually hit through here. So it makes my mark there, and I just connect those 2 marks after I've sliced each side. And I'll be able to run it down that side, down the back. But yeah, here we go. For this work I am going to use my little trim saw because it's probably perfect for this. It's not going to overpower and try to eat it. And lots of carbide fine tooth bit, so it should slice through that nice and neat. Let's see. There it is. Back's off. Now I just need to put that other 1x6 in here. So same process, countersink and sink it in there and it'll be good. And then I can take this thing upstairs to install. Just got one more back there to do. So these 2 done. Being sick that I am today, this is all I plan on getting done today. Is just getting these things installed, getting the last bit of tile up, cleaning up the room, because tomorrow master bedroom gets carpet. And that's the point where it's going to make very little sense not to move in. Let's see how well this did. Yeah, that actually did pretty well. Look at that. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Didn't mar up much of this at all. See on this side too. Yeah, it did okay. And there's some chunking, but nothing really major. No big chips. I mean, yeah, I know this is all going to be hidden anyway, but still. I'm just being meticulous. But yeah, here we go. I'll get that board in, I'll get this one out, get the next one in, and I'll show you when install happens. That's how you cut them off. I mean, I like to brace first. It's like I hit a little bit with that saw blade, just a little bit at first, then got it on its edge. But not too bad. Followed it pretty neatly. Alright, here we go. Alright, so that's how it's done for me. Come on around, come on light, work with me here. Find the light, I don't know, you can tell or not, I've got screws in the bottom of the board too. Meaning that makes this whole piece a tie-in for both planes there. That's what you get for working with. Can you see that? A little bit of splitting in there. Working with particle board. That's what cheap cabinetry gets you. I thought about putting another board down here too. Probably won't. I'm just going to take this thing, it's going to secure to the wall through these boards. So it'll be hanging off the wall with these boards, and then I'll shim up underneath and silicone caulk where I don't have full contact with shims, and that usually holds a cabinet in pretty freaking good. I didn't check. Inside there it's actually pretty good. I mean, that board, if there's any chipping, that board just covered it all up. Well, this ought to do pretty well. Leaves it nice and open back here for the plumbing to come out, and it's just the drain. So then I'll get up there and I'll hole saw some holes in there for the stub ups for the water supply. But yeah. Alright, I'm going to take this one up. I'm going to do the next one. Same story for the next one. And the next thing you'll see is either they're already installed, or I don't know if I got anything else to say about install, because it's a simple cabinetry install. I don't think I have anything special to say about that, but this is how you take what was a 24-inch cabinet, knock it down, and I took it down to 20 and a half. So 20 and a half, that should give me more than enough room with the clearances I got up there. And since I'm having custom stone tops done anyway, it'll be fine. You figure with this all tied into studs, these 2 sides will be tied in together. It'll be good to go. So here we go. Alright, this part I gotta show because the absolute rarity of getting this. Just setting it in here. Can you see that? This thing's just about dead on level at the front. And the back. Just sitting in here. Wish I could claim credit for having this section of the floor level, but yeah. Notice in here, I am tight. I'm going to have to cheat this. I've got 61 inches in here with two 30-inch cabs, so it should be okay. I may have wanted to take another inch off of these cabinets, but too late now. I'm going with it. So yeah, mark out the studs, and then sink in through the back there, and then I'll do the lower board as well, and that'll keep it pretty sunk in. And as it sits, I'm not going to need a single shim on this thing, because that's dead nuts level. That's frickin' sweet. Something worked out for me finally. Doubt it is over here because I got some funniness in those tiles. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But that's a rarity to just set the cabinet in. And obviously oversized my hole so I can slide it that way just so I can get my clearance here. I'm going to have to double measure this. I may... Yeah, I don't know. I gotta pull measurements here, make sure I've actually got enough room for that second cab in there, because it's gonna be a tight squeeze. But that's just dead level as is. If it holds all the way across, that'd be beautiful. But otherwise, what I'm thinking is I may just go ahead and attach the two cabinets. The plumber's gonna have fun with those ones. I hope he can get his fittings in those. Get some scutcheon covers on them, and there it is. Water supplies in. But you can see how the open back makes it real easy for the waste stack to get in. I'm trying to remember, I'm pretty sure that's a stud and the waste stack sits here. Pretty sure that's how it went. If not, we'll find out later. I mean, it'd be vent above there, so there'd probably be no real sign that it is, but yeah. Figure one screw, two screws in each of those studs, so 2 screws per those little 1x6s, and it's good to go. These cabinets will be solid. But if it'll stay level across there, oh, that's just fortuitous. I couldn't have planned that. I don't think it is, because I think I have a dive in here. I was noticing something else in here too. They always say mix up your boxes and stuff, and if you can see the color on camera, I got a lot of brownish tiles and a lot of grayish tiles, and I didn't mix them, so you can totally see the difference. You know, box to box. Here's some browns in here with the grays. They're going to be mostly buried by the cabinet, but it's kind of funny to see that variation. I didn't spread it out among all of them. These are more gray than that run that ended up more brown. I guess, you know, that makes it look more rustic, right? The other thing to mention is, you notice I did paint all these walls back here gray, so it fits with the gray cabinets. I may come back in here and hit those with some clear polyurethane or something. If I was going to, I would have needed to do that on all 4 sides, so I may just leave it alone, but that gray will help. One, it blends in there with the gray we've got here. This is definitely a lighter gray than that gray, but I give an A for effort on that one. At least I was attempting. Alright, this is where this saw is just fantastically awesome. I may need to switch hands for this. I'm a righty. You got shims hanging out, and you use this saw just to... Boom, done. Ready for countertops. And this one I was a little smarter and I shoved it all the way down flush to begin with. So I could peg 2 on the sides to the stud, 2 on this sides to the stud. Oh, yeah, I'll use this for light. That's better. But yeah, that way I've got it pegged into the sides of the studs, so it'll hold up the countertop that way. My OCD pains me because this end, even though I tried my best, I still got a slight dive, and it is slight, less than a 16th, maybe a 16th. But that's just my OCD getting to me. It's a fairly level countertop. This whole one is absolutely level, which is just sweet. You barely ever get that. And I always hate when cabinet guys go chink, 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 and they do a machine gun Kelly on your cabinetry in your wall, but my stud finder was obviously lying to me. It actually ended up being more here. Second, I don't know, I'm getting weird readings in there. But either which way, yeah. 2 screws in there. I ran out of screws down there, so 2 screws down there. Yeah, I didn't put 2 down there either, but... So yeah, ton of screws. These things are bolted to the wall, and they're bolted to each other, although that gap opened up a little bit more. Probably pulled from there, but... I put 3 screws from this direction along this cabinet, and 2 screws from this direction along that cabinet. And it is good solid wood using deck screws. It should have held, but it did not. The other thought I had was to slip a piece of this board down in here and screw them together that way, but probably not necessary. Like I said, I'll get my cabinet guy to come template this and put me atop with 2 sinks, and now it's legitimately a dual vanity bathroom. Very, very tight there. Swings just enough, but you don't get a full opening there. Hang on, baby boy. And the same thing over here. It hits there on the trim before you get a full opening, but they're vanities. I don't know, for me, I hardly ever open that stuff up anyway. What we're going to miss is in our basement apartment now, we have a set of drawers between the 2 vanities, and those set of drawers have been nice, but then again, that's been the whole family using those. Here, I'm going to put a medicine cabinet each corner, and then a central mirror there. So we'll still have the space for 2 people versus the entire 6-person family. Still got to put that door back in. Right now I'm going to get to that tile and put those in. Yeah, get those 2 pieces in. And then I can say I'm actually done with tile other than grouting in the laundry room, and then I'll grout these 2 pieces too at the same time I'm doing the laundry room. But yeah, this floor turned out pretty nice. I'm going to clean all that up and get the plumber in here to set my toilet and set my 2 sinks and everything. When I get that door back in, we'll have a functional, operational bathroom. I'm going to wait to set the mirrors till I've actually got a countertop in so I can see what height I'm actually working with. But yeah, that's how I take stock cabinet bases and turn them into 21-inch depth. I probably could have gone another ½ inch back. Probably should have done 21 to this face, and that would have got me a little bit farther, but I'm just eking in here. Enough so much so that I'm not ever going to put any sort of trim in there. Or on this side. And my measurement wall to wall was 61 inches or so, and some funky gaps and stuff, but yeah, this will do. If you watched this far, hope this did you some instructional knowledge, maybe help you with something you're doing. Obviously I got to do the baseboard down there, but yeah, it's done. So thanks for watching.